night live stream. Try to get everybody motivated for this Monday mowing schedule that you got on your list, right? So let's see here. Get this camera just a little bit. And we got 5 people up in the house right now hanging out with us. And yeah, it's gonna be a good week for me. I've got 4 days of mowing and I go on vacation. I'm gonna be on vacation for, I don't know, 13 days, I think. Yeah, 13 days. Nice long break. So we're gonna talk about whatever y'all bring up tonight, okay? Because I've just been maxing and relaxing on my Sunday. We worked hard all day. Saturday, it was like 100 degrees out. So I turned my brain off today, put up that little video for you guys this morning, and now I'm just kind of kicking it. So y'all definitely in the chat, strike up some conversations, and we'll start just yapping away about life, because many of us out here have been doing this for a long, long time. And there's a lot of different warriors up in the chat. A lot of different warriors hang out in this community. We're not all just grass mowers. There's tree guys, there's landscapers, there's hardscapers, there's all sorts of people, trust me. And they're warriors in their own career, because they wouldn't be hanging out here if they weren't. So I'm gonna try to get here, see who's up in the chat, and say hey to everybody. Start back at the beginning. We got Brian up in the house. Welcome, warrior. He's been hanging out ever since I started the channel, leaving great support comments to me. Drew's Property Management. How you doing, sir? He's got his own channel. Go check him out. He does live streams and does just the live chats and such. You got CR up in the house. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. Luciano, the legend. Good to see you. Always love me some Luciano. He's been around since like day 1, video 1, I think, pretty sure. Ground Pounder, welcome back to your life, because Ground Pounder, he went on vacation with his family. Had a wonderful time out there, went out west, and yeah, man, those bison and buffalo, they looked at him and they're like, yeah, we'll go around this big guy. We ain't gonna mess with that dude. He's big. Anyways, Ground Pounder does have a channel. He's got some really good footage. He'll stop up in a tree 65 feet with chainsaws, just stop and talk to you like he's just taking a coffee break, you know. Really good guy. Love your channel, man. Let's see, Brian Welsh, my warrior from Australia, up in the house. Welcome, sirs. Always great to have you hanging out. The auditor is up in the house. Patrick Nozel is up in the house. Bill Jones. Hey guys, I'm really glad you guys are here. I appreciate the support you guys are showing the channel and me for the last 2 years. Yeah, we're just over the 2-year mark here. So this community is growing slowly, and that means it's gonna be a strong community, right? You grow slow, grow strong. So let's see. Topics. CR says how to route density, which is not easy to do if you don't have it. Yeah, it is not easy to do when you don't have it, that's for sure. The route density stuff, if you like the neighborhood you're in, hit up every single neighborhood, every single house, property that's right around you religiously, you know. Don't bug them to death, but always advertise. And when you're trying to grow, get a company uniform, get something on the side of your truck, get something on the back of your trailer, put a sign out, you know, when you're mowing grass. Hey, for inquiries about work, call this number. Just make it a professional sign. We don't want no cardboard signs, all right? No. The let's see, Bill Jones, my man. Luciano says, what time do you start your day? It all depends, man. I get out of bed like at 6:45, 6:30, 6:45, 7, and whatever time it takes me to get out the door, it takes me. I worked for 15 years having to be at someone else's shop at 6:30 in the morning, picking up crews of people from 5:45 until 6:30. So yeah, I'm not a big morning person. I'm gonna try to just chill out, drink some amazing coffee, and yeah, that's the way I roll in the mornings. Gotta get the mind right before you go do your work. So the auditor, is anyone discussing how to properly do an oil change on a mower this evening? Hey, is most of these mowers, you're gonna make a mess. To properly do it, grab the owner's manual. You'll know exactly what it needs, and you really can't go wrong if you just follow the instructions in the owner's manual. That's like your Bible for mowers. Ground pounder, he's got all kinds of company man stuff to do now, and appreciate the shout out, bro. Yes, sir. Drew's property. Yep. Route density is definitely a good goal. All right, so ground pounder, we'll shout out on your little comment here. Said you get out of the tree game because you, for lack of better words, now didn't want to work that hard per se. Yeah, and he's like, the money's good, but it all comes at a cost. Usually it's a mental overload for me. So yeah, the guys, if you've never done large scale tree work, you know, it's a nervous profession to be in. Any little thing that you do wrong when you're doing tree work could mean death. You could like screw yourself up really bad. You could drop limbs on your crew members who are down below you really bad. You could crush buildings, you can crush cars, fences, gazebos, destroy a fish pond. I mean, tree work is mental stress for whoever's going up that tree and whoever's in charge of all that stuff. It's a pretty intense gig. If any of your rigging goes wrong, you mess up. Bad things happen. If you tie in wrong, you're gonna mess up. You may come out of that tree just tying in wrong. There's so many variables. Climbing trees takes a lot of core strength, all right? Climbing trees takes a lot of focus and dedication to perfection. Everything has to go right on every single tree job. When it doesn't, you feel the mental stress. Sometimes that'll get to your body. And I don't care how strong you are. Once you get up in a tree situation, say 120 feet up, and you're tied in, and you're looking up, and there's still a 40-foot tree on top of that 120-foot trunk. Yeah, if stuff goes wrong, your body's gonna react. You're gonna start shaking. Your nerves will get to you sometimes. So to be a good tree man, you have to actually focus in and be able to bring yourself back to calmness so you can finish the mission. I'm not a big fan of it anymore, but it was definitely a fun gig when I was in my 20s. Good adrenaline rush. All right, let me check the comments out. Give me a second here. Dun, 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 dun. We've got Brian Canoy up in the house. How you doing, sir? He's down in North Carolina, right below me, because I'm in Virginia mountains. Welcome. Let's see. QR codes, are they practical at advertising? Luciano, good question, man. So Luciano's talking about the QR codes that you can use to advertise your website and such. And I know the gas stations, I've been pulling up lately, and the signs right above where people stop and pump the gas, those companies have their QR codes, and there's plenty of landscaping companies I've seen. You can hit up different restaurants in your area, and you can post those QR codes and all that stuff. Sometimes up in the bathroom stalls, they have advertisements. I mean, I've seen some crazy places that people learn and figure out how to advertise. You just gotta, for advertisement, you know, you gotta go for the people who can afford your services and the clientele that you're looking for. And it could be everybody. I mean, you could not even care to focus in on one focal point of customers. It's not my approach, but you're gonna make money. There's so much work out there. Everybody needs work done, and they find the money to do it, whether it's a little or a lot. They'll find money to get work done. Whew. I'm tired, man. Let's see. CR's Lawn Care says, I got 3 magnetic signs in my truck. All I have is a commercial 30 and all the handheld that I need and a blower. Yeah, so CR has a very low overhead for his operations, and I'm sure he makes plenty of money doing this stuff. Anyone who wants to make money nowadays can make money. Most people's time is taken up by their careers, their families, and that's it, man. Career and family takes the world over if you're not careful, if you're not balanced. Everybody's work done. There's no excuse not to make money. CR, shout out to you, because push mo's not easy, man. Most people, when they get out, all right, what was most of us as men, our first chore outside was to mow the grass, right? Well, most of the time, the push mower you were given to mow grass was a piece of junk. All right, you're lucky if it started, and if it did start, the smoke was just flowing through the area up above the house, right? They were all a piece of junk, and it made grass cutting miserable. It made grass cutting a chore. Everybody hated cutting grass with bad equipment. That's why I always say, if you're gonna do this stuff for a living, just buy in as you can the best commercial grade equipment that you need. And the size equipment goes to your accounts and what size you need, obviously. All right, y'all are throwing the comments out there. I'm gonna catch up on them, man. Here we go. Let's see. Ground pounders talking about the cost of it, everything. Yeah, the tree game is expensive. I had a bucket truck, a 16-foot dump truck, turbo diesel chipper, a brand new 2500 truck, 4 employees, workman's comp, all that stuff. So yeah, it's expensive. It's an expensive game to play. So you can make good money there. Brian asks, would you recommend starting with commercial equipment from the start if you can afford it? Yes, always. Man, if you can afford getting any commercial grade equipment, get the commercial grade equipment. That's exactly what I'm talking about. No one wants to mow grass and be miserable because the equipment you're using is bogging down, is clogging up, shutting down. You take it on your first slope and the thing shuts off. But if you go this way, it'll keep going. So it'll drive you crazy all day long. That kind of stuff. You don't want crappy equipment. It makes the day miserable. It makes the job hard. Travis, how you doing, bud? He's up in Ohio, I believe. He's been hanging out here this season. Welcome in. Drew, let's see what everyone's using. Business Soft to run it. So if you guys have some software that you can recommend, throw it out there in the chat. I personally do not use software. I use me and my laptop. I track it. I fill in my forms that I created, and that's my system. I don't have a huge business, guys, obviously. So we got Brian Welsh. He was talking to CRs. He was saying that he advertised on local Facebook to buy, swap, sell, Google and Google Business, Yellow Pages. All free here, but that's worked well for him. So plenty of new ways for the new age people to get their names out there. You know, all these social media platforms, you can load up anything you want to and be as professional as you want. That's all up to you and how you want to take your level of business and where you want to advertise to. So rolling through here, the auditor. What are your thoughts on people stuffing white envelopes instead of using banks? I heard others on YouTube talk about it. I don't get it. Dude, white envelopes, a black safe under my mattress. Who cares where I stash my cash? Really? I mean, it makes no difference where I stash my cash. So soon it's not gonna be cash anyways. So it don't make a difference, does it? Crazy ass stuff. But yeah, that was the thing that, what's his name? Dave Ramsey. I mean, he taught that all over the world, and he made millions and millions and millions of dollars teaching that method. Plenty of people paid their stuff off and they weren't in debt anymore. I think that's the whole point of it. Save your money, stash it wherever you want, get out of debt, and don't go back into debt. That's the damn whole purpose of life. Is to not be in debt and into slavery to anybody else in the world, man. Let's see. Excuse me while I wipe my nose. All right. So, Brian says, do you use long software to track an invoice? I do not. I just talked about that. Patrick Nozel. I had a tree job and had a foreman almost cut his leg off, but luckily he had his chaps on. Yep, you better be wearing some chaps if you're out here doing this world. Chainsaws, the second they get away from you, it's too late. Them things will eat you. Let's see. We got one shout out to Jobber Software. Let's see. Bill Jones says, do you fertilize your properties? I do not do any turf control, turf fertilization, weed control, nothing like that on my properties. You got to have licenses here in Virginia to do any kind of pesticide work, any kind of commercial sales stuff that you make money off of. You got to have a commercial license to do it. I don't do it, so I don't need that license. I had, back in the day, the applicator's license. I had, back in the day, taken all this tests and stuff for the state. So I know how it all works. I know what's needed. I just don't do those services. So I recommend the highest quality in town, and they take care of my customers like perfectly. They do great work. All right. See, Isaac Eldrith, welcome to the live stream, bud. Welcome to the channel and the family. Says, really enjoy your content. I'm just down I-81 from you, and I've spent a lot of time in your city. Awesome, man. So we got a local warrior hanging out with us, man. That's awesome, Isaac. Good to see you here. If you ever see me around, shout out my name. I'll turn my head, bro. DLT's up in the house. DLT, my man, good to see you, bro. Hope you had a good weekend. The auditor says, tree guys here in Indiana make great money in the tree game. Man, we were making over 20K a week. I mean, easily over 20K a week doing tree work up in Richmond, Virginia. I was 26. So it spoils you once you start making good money. It spoils you. So Bill Holmes says he's up in Michigan is where he's working at. Yep, Bill Holmes. Definitely got to be a different breed to be hanging out there in the cold weather. And kudos for that. Got to be pretty strong to do it. Ground pounders up there as well, man. Y'all hang out with Sasquatch up in the woods. Stuff like that. So Justin Gilkerson, welcome, bud. I've seen you in my comments. I appreciate the support you've given me this season. I'm in the mountains of Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains. It's a beautiful place, and it's protected from the weather big time. So yeah, XRP says commercial versus residential mowing properties, pros and cons. Man, that's like a whole topic, you know, because you can go either way. Like, you can go a lot of different ways, man. And you can make a lot of different money doing a lot of different things. So you can go into the commercial side of things, and it doesn't have to be large commercials. It just has to be commercial properties. They don't expect a whole lot of detail service. They just want stuff taken care of, all right? They just want it maintained so no one's going to complain, and it looks taken care of. You get 12-month payments through commercial properties, and you know, you may have to set that up differently for residentials. I don't have 12-month contracts with my residentials. I don't have contracts at all with my residentials. They're personal clients that I take care of year round. So I'm always see them, I always take care of them, I always talk to them, we converse, and we do projects. So yeah, man, there's so many pros and cons. I'm telling you, man, that needs to be like its whole live stream. So maybe we'll do that on a whole separate subject because it's such a large subject, all right? Because I have taken care of huge HOAs with 110 plus homes in them, taking care of the large apartment complexes that the residents don't always keep it clean, and that's a pain, man. So pros and cons to everything, 100%. Let's see. DLT, like I said, I just now got to your first comment. It's always good to have you hanging out with me, man. Let's see. I'm glad to see you guys are chatting amongst each other and getting to know each other, because it's all about our community here. Yep. And Lost Case of America threw in there is like we know guys doing 2 million a year and don't have a certain CRM, you know, whatever works for you. Guys, I can't stress this enough to you. When you go into your own business adventure, you set up your business for you. It's your world. You create your own reality, doing whatever services to whoever clients that you choose. It's your entire, you can craft your entire existence when you start your own business, because it's your reality. Shape it any way you want to shape it. And as long as you are happy up here and you wake up in a good mindset, you look at your list for the day that makes you smile, that's the most important thing, in my humble opinion. It's a balance of life, you know. Lucy on there talking about his eyelids getting heavy. Well, bro, just leave it playing. Give me the playtime. You can doze off anytime you want, man. Let's see. Back to the comments real quick. Yeah. DLD giving Ground Pounder the name shout out. Yeah, that Ground Pounder is definitely, I know what a Ground Pounder really is. Infantryman. Infantryman in the Marine Corps. The Ground Pounders. Let's see. So Ground Pounder says, I've never made payments on anything but my mortgage. Everything I've ever owned from day one is bought and paid for. And dude, debt free is the way to be. I'm saying, man, debt free is the way to be. CR says, I do geographical systematic distribution on advertising. I agree with Randall. Always purchase the top level for the equipment, and if you can afford the best, do that. Yeah. Always get the top level equipment that you can't afford. Makes everything easy. All right. We got CR. I appreciate that comment, man. You just give me a shout out. And I don't know. I enjoy doing this stuff. For some, it's a weird little hobby that I just enjoy for some reason. I think it came from coaching. I really enjoyed my 10 years of coaching. And I was able to share not only my soccer knowledge with the younger guys that grew up into men now, but I was able to help them through that journey of figuring out their lives from the age of 12 to 18. Because, you know, when you're coaching anybody in anything, you gotta approach each person differently, because we're all different and we all need different vibes to get motivated. And not every kid's going to respond to you screaming in his face that he did it wrong, right? I don't respond good with people screaming in my face that I did something wrong. So, yeah, I enjoy doing this stuff, and it's just a fun hobby right now. And you guys are a big motivation for me to get up, and I don't know, it gets me in a good mood, just knowing that I'm going to be talking to you guys on these videos that I put out. And yeah, like everyone, I get tired. I get hot, and sometimes I don't pick up the camera for a week. But most of the time, you guys don't know that I didn't pick up the camera all week. I kind of space out my footage, space out my videos, so I'm not cramming it down your throats and down your feeds on YouTube, because it's just easier on everybody. You won't get sick of seeing me every single day, and I won't get sick of talking to you guys. I feel like I'm being forced to do it. I enjoy doing it. I don't ever want to feel forced. Then it'll be a job. All right. Yep. Shane, you know, motivated me to go on this adventure. DLT. I know all you guys know him. He is an icon in the lawn care community. So I assume you guys all watch his content. Dun, 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 dun. So Justin Gilkerson's in West Virginia. I go hiking up there in Parisburg And when you hike up that Parisburg hike, when you're on that top ridge of the Appalachian Trail, you can look that way to West Virginia and look that way to Virginia. Amazing, amazing hike up there, amazing country. And if stuff goes bad ever, that's where me and my family will be hiking out to a certain place in West Virginia. And we'll never come back. So, let's see. Landscapes. Oh, hey, DLT, I was just thinking of you. I know everybody up in my world here on my channel, we're all going to keep it respectful and keep it real because we're just a bunch of grown men that, guess what? We all have egos and we're all going to talk shit to each other. And guess what? Most of us don't give a F what other people say. So most of it's all good jest, but don't cross the line and don't prick shit into my world over here, all right? That's all I'm requesting from everybody. Always respect for what we put in. The grind as warriors. We're all going to do it differently, that's for sure. So, let's see. Bill Holmes says we got squats, but the big thing here is Wolfman. All right. So, I'm going to give anyone who lives in the woods, who goes hiking, who goes camping, who goes fishing, hunting. If you live in the woods, look up the YouTube channel, The Facts by How to Hunt with Steve Isdall. The Facts by How to Hunt. That's by far one of my favorite channels to sit there and listen to. Anytime I just want to kick back and relax and not think about the real life. He's got hundreds of thousands of emails that come in from subscribers all over the world, and they tell their personal experiences about what happened to them while they were out in God's world, the woods, nature. Excellent little grab, and yeah, I'm familiar with a lot of different Sasquatch and Wolfman stuff, so a little bit of personal stuff about myself. Anyways, nothing to do with lawn care. Back to the chat. Yep, Brian Welsh, you are here, my friend. All the important people are here because you're here, all right? Look, when a group of warriors gets together, it's always a good time, man. It's always going to be a good time, and people will always learn something and at least smile a few times, right? Try to. All right. Ray Ray's up in the house. Much respect, Ray Ray. He's Ray Ray's the only YouTuber I ever took a trip to go see, and I'm not coming back this year. I'm getting ready to go on my trip coming up, and I'm not going from Florida up to Atlanta. I absolutely despise Atlanta traffic. Everything you do about that stuff. So, my apologies for not coming back by in person. But we'll definitely catch up again sometime in the future, in person. That was a miserable drive, man. It really was. It was bad, dude. Everybody's saying hi to everybody, because most of you guys all know each other up in here. I'm rolling through, trying to catch up on the chat for you guys, so I can actually know what's going on. Ray Ray says HOA take too long to pay. That's a good damn rhyme, Ray Ray. So remember that when you're thinking about bidding on stuff like that, HOA takes too long to pay. Many commercial properties, that's a huge, huge disadvantage of getting involved with any kind of commercial properties. Most of them don't care about when you get paid. Always beware, especially the ones that you are subcontracting from a larger franchise, because those guys, well, they gotta wait to get their money, and then they'll make you wait to get your money. So you can get into those 90 days where you didn't get any money, and you've invested 90 days worth of gas, labor, materials, you name it. You've invested 90 days before you see a dime. That'll make you go crazy, all right? It'll make you lose your mind. So there's a huge risk factor when it comes to commercial, and that's why I personally only do the commercial stuff that my clients own. That's the only time I'll take on commercial properties as of right now in my life. So, hey, big, huge hoorah, because we almost got 40 people up in here, 40 warriors hanging out with us. And that's a pretty good group of guys, man. That's two professional sports teams hanging out and shooting the bull about our careers, right? So Luciano's getting tired. He's probably passed out by now. Let's see. Drew says they got rain coming tomorrow and Tuesday. Snow Solo says, asking a question, do I apply fertilizer, fungicides, herbicides? Once again, I do not. I sub all that stuff out to the certified licensed companies that do that stuff for me. And they do a wonderful job. So, let's see. Yep, and DLT throws in there, we were just talking about the best part of business is that we can all do what we want and let others worry about it. As long as we are happy, that's all that matters. And that's all that matters to anyone in life. That's what all that should matter to anyone in life. All right, it's your personal world that you're creating. So you better do it right, and you better do it for your own mindset to be strong. Because this career will break you. It'll break down your body. It'll break your mind when you're out there when it's 100 degrees out and you have this long list. And lots of times you're dependent on other people to come help you, and you end up out there all by yourself. So you got to be strong-minded for sure to make it out here. Ray throws out, I don't do any advertising. Many of us, after the first startup that we throw out our advertisements, many of us don't need to advertise anymore. And I'm in the same boat. I advertise through flyers and through my Travel Soccer's website. We built a small website. That's all the advertising that I ever did. But there was probably, like I said, last live stream, 20,000 flyers that I passed out. So I mean, for sure, there were thousands of people in my area, in the right areas, that knew I existed. And that's really all you can do. There's no guarantee anybody's gonna call you, especially when you're brand new. Let's see. Yep, DLT's been enjoying his video making experiences because he's cut it back to make his own schedule happy. All right, if you're into YouTube and you make videos, you know it can be kind of draining on you when you're, especially when you're trying to build your channel. All right, so trying to build a YouTube channel is hardcore. It's a part-time job after you work your 10-hour day in the sun. If you want to start a good YouTube channel, it takes a full part-time job worth of hours. That's the honest truth. You can ask anybody who's on here. Any of these guys. Ray's been on here for years. DLT's been on here for years. Brown Pounder does his thing on here. I think I saw Mickey come up here. He knows it's hard. He's tried it a few times. The hardest part is the consistency. All right, you got to stay consistent and do it every single day. You got to take time. So kudos to anyone who's doing it, because I enjoy good videos. I enjoy watching these channels. You know, I don't watch all of them, but I enjoy watching them. Back to the chat. Justin says, I used to take care of the Red Roofs, Taco Bell Residential also. I like them. Send ours. Hold on. Let me read that. It makes sense to my brain. It's kind of fuzzy right now anyways. My eyes. All right, so he used to take care of the Red Roof Inns and the Taco Bells and residentials. And he doesn't use the steel trimmers anymore. They had issues with those, but he says that steel is legit. I use steel because it lasts about 3 years without giving you any issues, and you make a lot of money on it, and then it's relatively easy to replace it. So let's see. Ray says, after you hit about 40 customers, it just snowballs. Yeah, you don't have to advertise anymore. Word of mouth carries itself. Your reputation carries itself if you did it right and you treated all those customers right. Because as soon as you treat customers wrong, the word gets around pretty quick, man. Everybody knows that you're not someone to deal with. I've had that happen, and they're like, oh yeah, I know that owner. He's an a-hole. I'm like, Yeah, you're right. You figured that out. And you don't even really work for them. You don't know them. But you figured that out real quick. It's not hard. Your reputation can get ruined real easy. Word of mouth is excellent, but it's also devastating. And it's all up to you and your actions and how you interact with the situations and problems that you are faced with. So, Tom Doby, up in the house. He's our master mechanic here in the lawn care community. So if you don't have his channel yet, definitely jump on to Tom Doby's mower repair channel. Hit the subscribe button. Show him your support. Always great to have you here. Justin, I use all steel small equipment. I'm looking at 4 hedge trimmers. I'm looking at a chainsaw, an extended hedge trimmer, three backpack blowers, 6 weed eaters, and it's all steel equipment. I used Echo equipment for 10 years, and on and off for 10 years, used Echo equipment. And I've used Red Max, and Red Max is strong, man. Red Max makes a strong machine, dude. So, but not every dealer has Red Max and can service Red Max. But yeah, they put out a strong thing. And I'll say this, I know that there's some issues right now with Husqvarna products not being very good at servicing their customers, I guess, is a rumor that I heard. But Husqvarna always has good chainsaws, all right? They have nice, powerful chainsaws. I'll give it all that. So I'm not 100% hardcore on any brand. It's, I'm just looking for a nice piece of strong equipment that I ain't gonna mess with. I ain't gonna repair it. I ain't gonna fix the throttle. I ain't gonna fix this and that on it. And as long as you're not throwing it in the back of your pickup truck and throwing blowers on top of it and push mowers are rolling around breaking stuff, any of that stuff's gonna last you plenty of time to make a lot of good money. So, and I use the 131 normally, which is a pretty high-powered, heavy-duty weed eater. But for the boys, they have the 111s that I have also. The 111 is like the all-around, kind of lightweight, but it still got some nice little balls to it. So, all right, back to chat. Oh, Brian Welsh is in Australia, so it's only 10:40 in the morning, and he said it was going to rain him out, so he's just hanging out, and he's probably sipping his second cup of coffee. Maybe he's getting ready for lunch. He's probably just chilling, man. So kudos to you, Brian, down in Australia. Much love, man. So there you go. Let's see. Back to chat. Austin Newman up in the house. Welcome, warrior. Says us full-time guys deserve a ton of respect. It's hot out here, and cutting over $500 worth of grass day to day is the grind. Amen. Everybody in the chat that just felt that statement, give it a big old thumbs up or a big strong arm, because I'm telling you, man, I was out yesterday. It was 100 degrees where I was at. The humidity was kicking. There was not one shade tree, and we pulled weeds for an hour and 45 minutes. Pulled weeds. It was miserable. So, yeah, much respect. And Austin came in here throwing out those good motivational vibes just to remind us all that we are strong. We are badasses, and it don't matter what happens, we get up and we accomplish our list every single week. It don't matter if it goes into Sundays, we finish the list, man. We committed to it, that's the way we roll. All right. Brian Wells says, drinking a cup of tea here, Tom. Is that a good accent? I don't know, man. Brian Wells down there drinking a sip of tea, because that's what Australians do. They drink tea. Bill Jones, have you seen any of those invasive Asian fireflies this year? No, I have not. Thank God, because it sounds kind of scary. OR Lawn and Landscaping. What up, Randall? Hello from Kansas City. Hey, Kansas City, big shout out. I got a wonderful friend, Bill, that lives out there in Kansas City. So, love Bill. He's been hanging out a long time, and he's gone through a lot of stuff. So, Bill, if you are watching, I've been sending as many good vibes as I could to you, man. I know you've had a rough season, a rough year, personal stuff going on. So, I do give you a call every once in a while. We do talk and catch up. Much respect to you, man. But yeah, OR Lawn and Landscape from Kansas City. Thank you for hanging out, and thanks for your support, brother. Appreciate you being here. Ground Pounder says, my closest neighbor is half a mile away. My backyard is 500 acres. I have a 1 mile range. That sounds amazing, Ground Pounder. Amazing, amazing. So, Austin gives me and Ray Ray a shout out for having good channels. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. And yep, Ray Ray's like my dinner time. Sit down and listen to Ray Ray's day while I sit there and enjoy my dinner. That's my usual routine. And I almost sent out the special forces because he was MIA for like 2 days, man. I didn't know if he had, I didn't know what happened to old Ray Ray there for 2 days. So I was worried about you, man. I was glad to see your video come out there today. It's funny how you start worrying about people just because you don't know what they're doing after you get used to seeing what they're doing. It's kind of strange, isn't it? All right, back to chat. Morton Lawn Landscapes. Boop, boop. Welcome, welcome. Maybe you were here at the very beginning. I don't even remember now, man. It's kind of hard to remember what happened. I think I seen those fireflies. Are they red? All right. Fireflies, are they red? Someone answer that in chat for the man, please. Ground Pounder says, I don't do commercial work because they don't pay you when I'm done. That's right. My homeowners, if I'm doing landscapes, they're paying up front before I even show up to do the job in full. And yeah, if I'm doing other work, they pay me whenever I send them the invoice. It's like, boop, paid, boop, paid. Here's the invoice, paid. That's the best thing. That's the biggest pro about doing residential work. In the right demographics of income. You work in raw demographic of income, like I just said on that past video that I was talking about, you're gonna have headaches. You're gonna be chasing money. You're gonna be not getting paid, and you're not gonna make what you're worth. So, watch that video, and you know we'll have a live stream about that one day, I'm sure. But yeah, Ground Pounder, been there, done that. Commercial work, not worth it. Not in my opinion. Not for my setup. I'll say that. But we need it. We need setups that do the commercial work. Don't get me wrong. So Patrick Nozel gives Dobie a huge shout out. He's been catching up on your videos, bud. We should all come on here and support each other as much as we possibly can, right? Everyday Lawn Cares, the Warriors of Lawn Care. Welcome, welcome, Mickey, my man. I guess Doc Shane dipped on out of here, man. Have a good week, brother. Be safe. Stay hydrated and dodge the raindrops. Dodge the raindrops. Ground Pounder says residential. No money down until the job's done. Dealing with the government's even worse, man. To deal with Section 8 housing communities. Yeah. Those. All right. So, Ground Pounder was talking about the different entities that you could deal with to get business, and they have a lot of business. But when you go through all these experiences dealing with these bigger entities, city work, government work, HOA work, Section 8 work, stuff that sounds good and looks good on figures, once you go through it and you learn it, it's a pain, and you really learn that you really don't want to mess with it. So, you know, it is what it is. And when you're a creator, entrepreneur, like I spit out of my mouth on that last video, it really does make a difference on what kind of work you go after and what work you pick up. Because I don't pick up miserable work ever anymore. I refuse to do miserable work. And if it's a big enough job, I'll just go get some machines, and it's not miserable because machines will do all the work, right? Yep, Tom Dobie said hit that like button, everybody. So that way, maybe YouTube will share this live stream out tomorrow for other lawn care warriors to listen to and just hang out with us while they mow grass for the first hour of their day on Monday or lunchtime, you know. Dun, 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 dun. I'm trying to catch up on chat here, man. Trust me, I'm trying. Martin Roberts up in the live stream with us. Welcome, warrior friend of mine. Glad to have you here with us. Boneyard Lawn Service. Boom. All right, look. Boneyard. I hope you're still here, man. His name's Antonio. Huge shout out of respect to Boneyard Lawn Service. Go to the channel, subscribe to him, and give him your support. He has been putting in the grind for his YouTube channel. All right, he's been grinding hardcore on his YouTube channel, grinding hardcore, getting his business started and going. I think he's only 4 years in, and he's grinding hardcore as a single father. And yeah, there he is. He's still here. All right, he is the prime example of that warrior mindset. You got to be hardcore up here to keep doing everything he's doing. So shout out to Boneyard. All right. He's been throwing out some good stuff, and please go to his page and subscribe to him. He deserves it. Dun, 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 dun. Eddie H. up in the house. Welcome, my friend Eddie. Me and Eddie have good conversations on the phone. We talk about real life. We'll catch up soon. Yep, Austin Newman throws out there, the worst part of the commercial properties is all the trash that's involved. It can get pretty nasty, and if you're in the wrong part of the city, it can get kind of dangerous picking up all that trash also, honestly. So that's why I stay with residential properties. I mean, all my properties are clean and manicured, they're not overgrown, there's nothing scary in them. Every once in a while you'll find a big old huge snapping turtle or something, but you just kind of shoot him out back in the woods. Oh man. So yeah, Austin's talking about making like-minded friends in the industry in his town. Yeah, man, it makes a big difference. I mean, I can't really say I have friends per se in the industry, but I know plenty of the guys that are owning their own businesses out here. I've worked for plenty of them in the past when I was growing up, or I worked with them at other places, you know. See in the chat, see if we got any other questions to go on. People, everybody uses different equipment. The Red Maxes are strong. We already talked about that. I'm way behind. I'll do my best to get here. So here's some information for us. Husqvarna just laid off over 2,000 employees from one plant being in Nashville, Tennessee, and the other one is in Arkansas. They're moving to 3 countries: Brazil, China, and Poland. Yeah, nice. Appreciate that, guys. You know, I didn't even know Husqvarna was in America, honestly. I thought they were over in Europe or something. That's unfortunate, man. A lot of people losing their jobs over moves that have always been being made just for people to save money and make more money. But a Shindawa guy. So shout out to Shindawa. All right, I didn't name them in the tools. I haven't heard that in a while. That's funny. Brian Welsh in Australia. You got to remember, down in Australia, they're coming into a different season. So they are just finished up their summertime or their winter time, and they're starting spring. Yep. All right, man. William Moore. Hopefully I said hi to you already. If not, what's up? Ian Bowles, my man, Ian, up in the house, man. Much respect to Ian. He busted his ass for me for almost 3 full years, and yeah, I love that boy. Awesome dude. He'll grow up to be a good man. You know, it all takes us time to figure out what the hell we're supposed to do in this lifetime. And yeah, much respect to you, Ian. Thank you for coming here and saying, hey, bro. I ain't seen you in a while. Fez up in the house. What's up, brother? Hunter 615. Talking about the 94 Weed Eater. He likes it, or he doesn't like it. I don't know. Hunter, you like those steel wheels or not? The 94 is a little weak in my opinion, but I like to have that extra power just in case. Man, how far behind chat am I? Hold on. Give me a second, guys. Look. All right. Back to the bottom of the page, man. Shane Pimpkin, see you up in the house. Welcome. Grassy Ass, welcome up in the house. Guys that I haven't said hi to yet. Scott Murphy, good to have you here, brother, always. KLC Ken, good to see you here. Let's see. I think I've caught up on everybody that's here. So, I don't know. I ain't got a whole lot to, yeah, Randy, you gotta get quicker, man. Hurry up. Dropping the ball on your live streams. Guys, the coolest part about being here at the beginning of my voyage is seeing me as a rookie in this world. I'm a 100% rookie at YouTube, 100% rookie at these live streams. And yeah, y'all are lucky to get to see my adventure. Who knows where I'll end up. I'm only 46, right? So we got plenty of time. Grassy Ass, always good to have you here, man. So look, I did have, all right, we're gonna finish this out. We'll probably talk about this in 8 minutes here. So I had a guy, one of our warriors here, talking about being burnt out right now. And he was like, look, dude, he's like, I have, all right, back it up for a second. Send me the comment. He's like, yo, I'm totally burnt out right now. I started the year with a bang, and I'm ending up as a fizzle. I don't want to answer my phone anymore. I don't want to go out anymore. I don't want to advertise. I don't want to spread my name. I'm having a hard time just doing the grind that I'm on. All right, so I get that. 100% I get it. And guess what? I don't answer my phone much. I let it go to voicemail or text. But I don't have a lot of people calling me. I never have. And that's because I set up my business a certain way. I didn't need to depend on my phone to get work. Now, I don't want to do much at all once August rolls in. Once you make it through July, you're burnt out, you're tired, you're feeling the burn, and all the spring work that you invested through your body tells you it's tired. It really does. Every single year, every single season for 30 years, I hear my body has let me know in August, hey man, you're tired. You need to chill out and recharge. Because if you don't chill out, recharge, kick back, enjoy the accounts that you have at the moment, and just do them and accomplish that schedule, that list every single day that you have, that's all you gotta do. I mean, if you're making the money you need to make in a week, in a month, to pay your bills and be where you want to be at, then all you have to do is get that list done. You don't have to pick up more yards. You don't have to pick up more clients in August. All right? It's just not something you have to do. You just got to recharge. You got to chill out and mow grass. And if you can mentally say, hey, I'm cool with mowing grass for the next 30 days, and that gives you a 30-day break from stressing out, but you can't get lazy. I mean, honestly, the fall is when you're going to make some big money in this industry, no matter what. If you have customers and clients fall, is where you can make some good money. Planting new plants, new trees. They all love to get planted in the fall. Installing lawns, aeration seeding, all that gets done in the fall. Uh, Bush trimming, leaf cleanup, all gets done in the fall. All these services keep me busy till Christmas Eve, the day before Christmas Eve. I mean, that's just the way it rolls because there's so much work to do in the fall. And if you can get all that work lined up, scheduled out before December 1st, to where when December 1st comes in, you've already booked up the whole month of December, you won't be trying to find clients that don't have the money during Christmas. Because if you're trying to pick up work December 1st, good luck to you. They ain't spending money, they're saving for Christmas. They don't care about the yard work at that moment. They're not going to care about the yard work until the spring comes around. So you missed your opportunity. You have to line up your December work, your January work, and your February work ahead of time to survive, to thrive through the wintertime. All right. I've had winters where I've made $20,000 a month in January, another 20 in February, and then came out in March and was like banging out all that mulch that you see me do. So if you put your mind and your mouth together and talk to clients, you can line up your own work all year, right? Now, before I get behind on chat, we go back here and check it out, man. I'm not on StreamYard, so the chat's not on my computer. I'm not computer savvy. I'm not sitting here doing that. I literally am on my phone trying to keep up with the chat. So bear with me, gentlemen, bear with me. All right. So Patrick says, everyone in the chat, would you hand out flyers this time of year or wait till next year? If you're trying to grow, pass them out. It don't matter. I mean, dude, if you're trying to grow business, pass them out. There's no wrong time to advertise. I'm sorry. I don't know whoever said that, but they said it wrong. There's no wrong or bad time to advertise. If you need more clients, you better be getting up every single Saturday morning and be on the road at 4 a.m. in the dark, passing flyers out to the upper income level neighborhoods religiously all over the place within a 40-minute drive around your little house. All right. If you don't do that, you're not really wanting to succeed. If you only have 20 clients and you need 60, and you're not doing a religious advertising, like boots on the ground, physically going to these properties and putting your name somewhere for them to see it, you're not doing it right. You're not committed to yourself. You're not committed to your own success, man. You're just not. So yeah, Patrick, you need work, throw the flyers out. Anyone else, if you need work, throw the flyers out. All right. Boneyard says, I think I'll be ready to take on a full-time helper next year, and he is ready for fall. So, much respect. Like we said, Boneyard's been growing his business, and I think it's 4 years in, and that's about the time where you can see a big difference because it just starts snowballing. Like Ray said earlier, it just snowballs, and all of a sudden, you just got a lot of work to get done. And all of a sudden, there is an extra $1,000 sitting there worth of work every single week that you can afford to bring in a helper, work that one hard day, have enough money to pay his fee for the week, whatever you're paying him, and he's there to help you through everything else that you used to do by yourself. That's the motivation. When you get to that point where you can afford a helper, you get to benefit because you used to do all that whole mowing around by yourself. All right, the whole mowing around was all you. Now, you don't even have to do the hard part. You're actually training someone else to do the hard part. And then you can graduate them through the steps and the knowledge. But, yeah. All right. God, man. Eden, long hair. Doug, Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Good to have you here always. He's making moves in his business. He has a good channel. He puts out content on a regular basis. He's very consistent. And go to their channel, Eden's. Let's see what the whole channel is. Eden Lawn Service. Go to their channel, subscribe if you haven't. Give Doug and his wife and his son the support. All right. They put a lot of time and effort into YouTube stuff. All right, back to chat. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry. Bear with me. Catching up. Then we'll talk some more. Eddie says pay for performance. Yep. Got a paper job, give incentives to start fast but complete. Grass ass, Mr. Patrick. Fez says, I would like to send a shout out to your crew. Great work ethic and much respect. They deserve some recognition. Have a great night, everyone. Stay safe from mid-Missouri. Fez, thank you, my friend. Thank you very much for that shout out to the crew because they are amazing. They really do pump it out hardcore with me. And I know that even if we're just wasting a few minutes, 10 minutes before we start a job, I know if I ask them to do 100%, we're trying to do it quick, we have to do it professional, they'll do it exactly how I asked them to do it. If I stopped them on the first yard of the day, which I did the other day, and I was like, yo, slow down, get back in the groove because you've been on vacation all week, and make sure you put a nice hard crispy edge on that weed eating curb line. Because if you're going to go through the motion to edge the curb, make sure it's 100% perfect. All right, all those little weeds that are growing right now in August that are right up against the curb line, you know, the grass line is like over here. But in between the grass and the curb, there's these little weeds. Those have to disappear. So you got to slow down and do it professionally every single time. I don't care if you get mad at me for stopping you. I don't care if you get mad at me for jawing on you about it. It has to be done right. Okay, that's the bottom line. Teach them the right way, and they'll do it most of the time. So thank you, Fez. Appreciate the shout out to the crew. Have a good night. Have a good week, and stay safe out here, working hard. So Austin says, been in 10 years, 4 years solo. April is the go get it time. By August, you gotta set it on cruise control till October. Yeah. Look, my springtime, I start booking up my springtime February 1st. And by the 15th, my first 8 weeks, March and April, is booked solid with mulching, landscaping, projects, you name it. It's on the books, and it's also prepaid in full. All right. For those of you who haven't figured it out already, to have that cash flow in the spring startup time that you needed to fix mowers, to buy mowers, to fix your truck, to buy a new thing here and there, new equipment, all that stuff that adds up. Dude, I have my money in the bank February 15th, and it's a lot of money, and it gets me through those first 8 weeks of the season. And we start mowing grass here late March and into April, and we're nonstop. Once I get to that spring lineup, the grass is a revolving door. And my spring lineup this year was so large with requests of different jobs and miscellaneous stuff. I just now finished that list, doing those vine trimmings off the castle. All right. I knew I was supposed to do that before it was March. I think it was March 1st I got that email that was like, hey, this is on the list of stuff for you to do too. Like, okay, I'll try to get to it. It was hard. It's hard to get to it. All right, let's see. Trying to catch up. I'm glad you guys are chatting and talking, man. I appreciate it. Says worked with a guy 4 days a week, 2 years. Top notch hand for him. He works 7. So Brian's asking how to get into high income areas without a reputation. You know, anybody can pass a flyer out, right? Anybody can make up a flyer, have it semi-professional looking, and pass it out. The difference is when these people contact you on the phone, do you have a flowing conversation? Can you just have a normal conversation with a customer, a client, that flows naturally out of your mouth? If you can't do that yet, you need practice talking to people. You need practice getting into real life conversations, and you have to be comfortable and kind of repeat the same stuff. There was one of the channels out here, and I apologize for not knowing all the initials, LJJH or J. I don't know. There's a couple of initials. He was talking about, putting a script together and repeating that script over and over and over again. So you had those words, those sentences embedded in your mind. So when you're talking to customers and clients, it just starts to flow out. Now, if you have the knowledge of what you're talking about, you're going to sound knowledgeable of what you're talking about. And it's an easy sell. It really is. I mean, once you get into the game of knowing what you're talking about, which is your career, your life, it's everything that you do every day. Once you know that, people can tell if you understand what you're talking about. If I walk around a property with a customer, I'm naming almost every plant that I walk by. I'm going to point out every single thing that I see, and they're going to know by the time the conversation's over that, oh, Randall can offer any service that I need to get done, and if he doesn't do it himself, he has contacts that he can call and they can get it done. So it's all about your presentation, right? I mean, if I didn't package my videos with a decent poster thumbnail for you guys to see on YouTube and be like, oh, look at that poster. That's one, I wonder what he's talking about. You wouldn't even click on my videos. Okay, if it was just a picture of a mower mowing grass, it wouldn't be interesting enough. The presentation isn't there. So when you go on these yards, these properties, you have to present yourself, number one, like you're knowledgeable, and number two, can you carry on a conversation? Like, can you carry a conversation on, guys? If you can't carry a conversation on, brutal honesty here, you're not going to make a good business owner. That's just the way it is. I mean, you have to be social. You have to be social. Let's see here. So, yeah, Brian, you can hit up those high-end clientele anytime with any kind of flyer that you want. If you want in with the higher-end people, you have to go where they hang out. Go where their kids do sports, like tennis clubs. See if you can advertise at your local tennis club. All the wealthy people play indoor tennis in clubs. If you have a local polo, the horses, polo, go to those places. A lot of wealthy people hang out in the polo clubs. Horse stables where they give riding lessons. Any high-end hobby that's out there that offers businesses to teach their kids how to do this and that as professionals, seek those places out in your area and see if you can advertise somehow through them. I mean, if you're not going to go into the neighborhood itself and pass out flyers to those people in those own properties, then you have to hit up the places these people hang out. And that's just the honest truth, man. Andrew S. up in the house. Welcome here, bro. Welcome here. Good to have you here. He's been on the channel for a long time. Give me support, so I appreciate it, bro. Let's see. Catching up on the chat again. Scott Murphy's checking out. Good night, Scott. Have a good week. Be safe out there working. Much respect for you. So Austin Newman says, working for myself, average about 85 an hour in a semi-rural area. Most of my yards are country yards, 1 to 3 acres. Have a few 40 or 50s though. Yep. It's not hard to make money, guys. You can make the money. You can get paid what you need, man. You can get paid. Yep, Eden. Go to Doug over there, Eden Lawn Service, man. Click on his stuff. He's getting ready to have a whole new adventure in life, doing his thing, man. Stepping out of the box of comfort, picking up mad business. Yeah, if you have a part-time helper, it opens up a lot of opportunities to go make some extra landscaping money for sure. See, yeah, we don't use stick edgers, Ray. I don't own one, probably never will. I don't have any properties that would look better with a stick edger as opposed to just doing the way I do with the weed eater. But I know it's a big thing in the South. Trust me, I know. And it does look tight. I've used them in the past, plenty. So the edgers are easier to teach. But there would be nothing for the guys to do on my properties if I handed them that machine. Let's see. John Wick, welcome, fellow warrior. He says, Gravely Pro Turn 260, beast of a machine, absolutely love it. There you go, man. Another warrior in the house. Always good to have you guys here, man. I appreciate it. And let's see. It takes a minute to be able to run the weed eater on the edge. I can do it pretty good when it's heavy. I'd rather do it with a stick. Yeah. I mean, if I was going to new properties and the edge was all bleh over the concrete and it was all that thick crabgrass and thick wiregrass, yeah, man, I'd go give me an edger. But honestly, I in my 11 years out here doing it now, I have not gone to properties that needed that much work on the curbs. Thank goodness. I don't like doing that stuff. I don't like wearing the edging clothes. I don't like using the edger. It vibrates your hands like crazy. I'm just not enjoying that thing. So we got Andrew S. says the bed definer is really nice for the mulch jobs to have that extra little tool to use. Everybody has different machines they like to use, different tools that they prefer to use. We already know that much, man. So I'm not ever going to tell you guys, do it this way, because it's the only way. There's 10 ways to do it right, anything you're talking about, as long as the results are there. Oh, yeah. Eddie H has the Gravely Pro stance. Ray's throwing out some advice. Just be consistent, stay in business a long time, and you will pick up one castle property, and then the word gets around to other neighborhoods. Castle property owners run with castle property owners. They do, man. You got to find out where they live, man. Find out what they're into, and they start talking. All right. I've had people on total sides of the county that I didn't know were connected, totally connected. It's interesting once you get into it, figure it all out. Yep. And Austin Newman's thrown out there, you got to have that small talk skills to understand who the customer is and what they're looking for. Like I said, coaching, the approach you use for different people. It's the same thing with clients. If you have a quick conversation with a client, you can usually figure out what kind of person they are, what type of person they are, what kind of vibes they're throwing out, if you just pay attention for the first minute or two of the conversation. And you can replicate that and figure out how to approach that person best. You can figure out what they want to hear, honestly. If you can figure the person out real quick, you can figure out exactly what they want to hear from you, and you can tell them exactly what they want to hear, and you'll get the job. 90% of the time, you'll get it, man. Hey, my friend Luke at AAP's Variety Channel up in the house. Welcome, warrior, and congratulations on your new property that you're working on, man. Him and his family just purchased a new property, sold their old stuff, man. So, boom. Everybody give Luke a huge Patriot strength sign, man. Excellent guy, excellent family. Much respect, always. I'm catching up on chat, man. And Luke has a channel, obviously, AAP's Variety Channel. He's got a really good channel. He throws out a lot of positive vibes for you guys. So if you don't know, go to his channel hit the subscribe button. And if you're new to the YouTube game, he does grow shows. Helps everybody out when they're first getting started, man. It's a good time. And that man spits out. I mean, by the second he's on chat, man. He can read it, spit it right back at you, man. He just flies through it, dude. He's amazing at this stuff. So I'm a rookie at these live streams. Bear with me. Dun-dun. Tell current customers you offer a free mowing for a referral. I don't know, man. I don't know. Why don't you guys in the chat address Andrew's statement there? Because I don't know about that. Or, yeah, it was Andrew. So he said, tell the current customers you offer a free mowing for referral. So, is that something that you guys would be willing to do just for a referral? Or do you have to land the job? Now, if I go in there and sell you a landscaping job for $8,000, I'll throw in a free mowing. You know, free mowing ain't nothing. But I don't know. I don't know about that. Y'all tell me in the chat. Ray says no free mowing. Yeah, 1 for 5 customers. Grassy Ass would give you a free mowing for 5 customers. No free mows for Martin. So yeah, I mean, I don't do free cuts, man. I don't. And I charge a lot of money, so that's just the way it is. I don't charge stupid money, but I'm not cheap by any stretch. But I make it all look good. That's the whole thing, dude. All right. So, Mickey from Everyday Detailing says, look at golf courses because they're always high-end people out there playing golf. They're retirees, your doctors, your lawyers, you know. Hey, boom. So, Everyday Detailing, he's got his channel. Go subscribe to him. Like everyone else, support him. But he just brought up a good point about golf courses. And it coincides with what I was talking about, weird, crazy places to advertise. Dude, I almost guarantee you, if you can call your local country clubs, high end, low end, every end, there's a place inside that place to advertise. Whether it's in the locker rooms, whether it's in the bathroom, whether it's at the bar, there's going to be somewhere for you to advertise. All right? It's a good thought there, Mickey. Appreciate that, man. Let's see. To the chat. Troy up in the house. How you doing, brother? Good to have you here, man. Welcome. Dress professionally. So Andrew says dress professionally to get the higher end of properties. Yeah, I don't go to my first meeting with a client wearing an A shirt and dirty clothes. You know, I throw on a nice outfit. I don't wear my logo and stuff, and most people do, but I don't. I just throw on a nice outfit. I throw on a nice high-end shirt, and lots of times I've already had a conversation over the phone. Here's a little nugget. You can figure out what they're into, what their kids are into, and lots of times I'll wear a soccer jersey, like a professional soccer jersey, and that 9 out of 10 times will strike up a conversation about their family life, about their soccer, about their kids, and even small talk, and get their trust. Because you got to get someone's trust for them to hand you money and depend on you to do the job. All my clients that I have now trust me because I've proven that I do what I say, and I'm going to try my best to get it right every single time. So it's all about trust. All right, back to chat. Grassman86 says, how often are y'all doing oil changes on your Skags? My Skag screams at me every 100 hours. I don't change the oil every 100 hours. I should, but I don't. I don't let it get past too much, but yeah, I think I've changed it 4 times this year. Probably changed it already 4 times this year. So, yes, sir. Keep that oil fresh in your mowers and check it every single morning. Don't ever go mow grass without checking your oil in your mower in the morning. As Boneyard. Boneyard just went through that. He wasn't on the routine of checking his oil every single morning, and engine blew. He had to replace it. So you got to do that, man. You got to do it. Let's see. What Boneyard says, what's the time difference you think on 2 acres? He runs his 24 horsepower, and he's looking at the 37 horsepower. So, hey, Boneyard, I can blow the doors off of my Freedom Z Pro with my Turf Tiger 2. I mean, I'll start running laps around you with the 37 horsepower compared to my 24. So, yeah, dude, like I always say, if you can get bigger and better, get bigger and better. It makes everything easier, it makes everything faster, and it makes everything look better. All right, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying my best to catch up on this chat, guys. Y'all are keeping me busy on this live stream, and I appreciate it. I do, man. I appreciate all you guys hanging out. I'm sure I've had plenty of you come and go, but yeah, I'm glad y'all are here with me, man. Let's see. John Wick says, should I spread fertilizer without application license, even if customer says it's okay? That's your call, man. That's your call. I don't do it. I don't want anything to do with that stuff, man. I don't want anything to do with anybody chasing me down saying I don't have a chemical license. And I know that most states have a thing that says if you're charging money for a service, you need to have that license. Bottom line. The homeowner can go buy it. The homeowner can spray it. They don't need a license. You know, the homeowner's neighbor can buy it and go spray the neighbor's property, but they're not charging them for those services. So pretty sure most states are saying, hey, if you provide a service that involves chemical applications and you make money from it, then yeah, you need to get that license. So some states aren't like that, though. I mean, and I guess that's the way America used to be, was you picked a state that you agree with the laws most in because it was a state-run republic. It wasn't an overrun. It wasn't an overrun communist place. All right. So that's the thing. But in my whole 30 years doing this work, you got to have a license to do that if you're going to be charging money for it. The Grassman 86 says he's got a Ferris with the Vanguard on it. And I looked into those. I looked into the Ferris, but my dealer support would have been mediocre at best if I would have gone with a Ferris dealer here in town. Yeah, Austin Newman throws in there, high-end customers are very loyal once they trust you and you don't take advantage of them. Yeah. So, like, perfect example of that, the Castle property, when I was asking you guys how much you would bid on that Castle property trimming job that I had to go get the man lift and went up there and hand snipped all the vines off. Man, y'all threw out some crazy numbers. Like, y'all were saying throw 20 G's price tag on that. Man, these customers, like Austin was just saying, once you build their trust, you keep their trust. You don't overcharge them for services just because they're rich. That's the most absurd thing I've ever heard in my life, to charge people more just because they're rich. I'm going to charge you what I'm worth, regardless how much money you got. It's up to you to have the money to pay me what I'm worth. So it is true. Once they trust you, once you prove to it, then yeah, it's all about trust, man. You can make a living and not have to schedule any work and have 100K worth of mowing just on a revolving door for mowing, and you don't have to do any work. Like you wake up January 1st and you're like, hey, my whole year is already planned out for me. It's already scheduled out, and I'm gonna make $100,000 mowing grass. Who would ever thought, right? Who would have ever thought? Making 6 figures mowing some grass. When you were out there cussing under your breath because your mom and dad told you had to mow the grass on Saturday before you could do anything else that was fun. Never thought you'd be making 6 figures mowing grass. All right, let's see. Back to chat. I will catch up real quick. Yeah, and Luke, Luke's been having a hard time going through a whole lot of personal stuff, health-wise, with the family and stuff. So everybody throw out good vibes to Luke and his wife, because we all need good vibes. They could just use some extra good vibes from the outside. All right, send them their love, man. Let's see. I'm looking, guys. Give me a second, man. Give me a second. Yep. Yeah, man. Luke and them. God is good. If you live right and you do right and you help people out and you are a strong father and you're a strong soulmate, life works itself out in good ways. You end up getting accomplished the things you want to accomplish, man. I'm trying to catch up here again, guys. Trying to catch up. Got the Skag and X-Mart debate going on in the chat. Less filling, tastes great. Skags are great. X-Mart's great. And dude, just give me any brand new mower with some power to it. I'll use it, man. Let's see. V3 up in the house. Welcome, V3. Glad to have you here, sir. It says, have you ever tried walker mowers? No, I have not. Never tried a walker mower. Never have in my life. I don't think I've even seen a walker mower in real life in my state in 30 years mowing grass. So maybe they're just not in Virginia. I don't know. Andrew S. says they're not good in wet grass. Grassman86 says, what's y'all's thoughts on the Vanguard 500-hour system? The Vanguard 500-hour system? What you mean, man? I don't know what you're talking about. My Vanguard 37 horsepower EFI gets the oil changed every 100 hours, maybe a little bit after that. But hey, dude. The EFI on that Vanguard gives me the best gas mileage I've ever had in a mower in my life. I can mow a lot of grass on 1 tank of gas, and I can make a lot of money on 1 tank. So 500-hour oil change? Nah, man, I don't do that. My Vanguard, which is I don't even know what year it is, 2020? Yeah, it's probably 2020. EFI. I change it every 100 hours. That's what time my alarm goes off on the Tiger Eye, and that's what my Bible, my manual for my Skag says, 100 hours. So I think the hydro system is every 500 hours. Okay, that's what I think. The hydro system changes every 500 hours. Skags are expensive to fix. It's a good thing they don't break. They don't break very often, man. Anything's expensive to fix these days, man. If you're paying a mechanic to fix it, it's gonna be super expensive. If you're doing it yourself, you can afford the cost of the part, man. Yeah. Yep, Brian Wells talking about his dealer is good. and he can trust his dealer to support him, and that's why he got what he got, man. He got his Bobcat work, man. Speed is a must in this game. Yes, it is, man. You got to be speedy and efficient, and you got to be professional, man. You got to move quick. Clean deck shark blades. That's the name of the day if you want an easy day of mowing grass. Clean deck shark blades. I agree with that, Andrew. Andrew says the Kohler is the best mower. Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh. Kohler? Kohler? I don't know about that, man. Oh, jeez. Let's see. EFI Motors changed the game. He says he got 2,100 hours on his Kohler. Hey, my, real quick, Luke says he saw an elk on the land he's buying. Ooh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome, dude. You're going to love it out there in the country. You really are. Especially if you got wildlife and stuff. Dude, you're going to love it. All right. Sorry. So, Andrew says his Kohler has 2,100 hours on it. All right. My very first mower I got was the World Lawn. It had the Kohler engine on it. That dude, if you go back and watch that video of me giving that mower away, that thing fired right up, man. I had changed the oil before I let it sit down and rest. I had done everything to the maintenance, new plugs, new filters, new everything. And that thing fired right up like it wanted to go to work. It just needs new belts. It's old, belt driven. But that Kohler engine was fine. My Kawasaki engine is a 24 horsepower on the Freedom Z, and that's got over 3,000 hours on it. Never had any issues out of that. So, and I have the Vanguard. So I had all three major engines, and all three major engines never let me down in a major way. I'm just saying, I don't have any issues with them. Any of them. Man, I don't have one that I like more than the others. But speed and quality combo. Man. Give me a second. I'd take a Ventrac and outcut Skag and X-Mark, 88 says. Ventrac, man, I ain't seen a Ventrac go faster than a turtle. Do they even have a speed that has a rabbit on a Ventrac? Do they even have a rabbit speed on a Ventrac? That thing looks like a big old freaking elephant moving all slow across the yard. 12 tires, 25 tires on it. Crazy, man. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Grassy Ass says it's an oil system that holds 6 quarts. Alright. The hydro systems hold that much. Yeah, the hydro systems hold that kind of oil. A lot of it. But your engine doesn't. Y'all got me out. I'm trying to catch up into the chat, man. I'm trying to step into a conversation that I'm not really into, man. Yeah. 88's talking about grabbing the Ventrac. Ask Ray about all the Skags that he loves, man. Ray loves that grass. Cakes up on the Skags, right? Let's see. Any mower over 12K can make you 100K without working too hard. Side discharge 60 with over 30 horse. Yeah. Guys, if you're going to spend 15K on a mower, you can easily go make 15K every single month. Working 20 days a month, you can go make that money back with a big bad mower. Guaranteed. Craftsman is the best mower. My Craftsman push mower made me $200 push mower this weekend. Don't talk trash on Craftsman. Craftsman is tight, man. It's good. Martin Roberts said 21 hours is nothing on a Kawasaki. So quit bragging on your Kohler. General Extra Junk. Grassman says Kawasaki's nice. AAP says. Let's see, carbureted Kawasaki with more torque, Shane says. Talk about some enclosed trailers. Get that man a Dixie chopper. Dixie choppers are old school, man. Dixie choppers. I remember seeing them when I was like 16. And looking at the tires and being like, what kind of tires are those? They look kind of like a mud bogging thing I need down in Louisiana swamps and the Mississippi. Big old mud looking tires on the grass choppers. We used to call them grass choppers. We just call them grass choppers because that's what they look like. That's what the cut looked like. It looked like you chopped the grass and cutting it. So, I ain't ragging on anybody. But Grassman says he still runs his choppers too, man. Dude, to each his own, you know? Yeah, 88 says they got four-wheeler tires on them. Alright, so, Grassy Ass says, the Vanguard has that oil guard system for their motors. It does extend the time between oil changes to 500. Okay, so that's what y'all are talking about. I was totally out of that loop in the conversation. My apologies. So yeah, they do offer that. But I mean, it's just like these vehicles these days, all right? That Ford was telling me that 6,500 miles before I needed to change the oil in that diesel. Well, guess what? When I went and looked at the 6,500 miles, looked at the engine oil life on it, it was at 2%. 2. Which, why? I would never run my oil life, longevity, all the good stuff that's in that oil that keeps all the parts lubricated. Dude, I personally would change it half that time. I don't want oil that's only 50% good. I don't want it when it's all burnt up. If I've been running in the August heat, July heat, that truck was hot, right? The oil got hot. So why would I risk an $80,000 truck, not the engine, but by only changing oil 6,500 miles out? It don't make sense to me these days, but we grew up in a different time period where we changed the oil every 3,000 miles and or 3 months, whichever came first. All right. V3 says the tires in the Dixie choppers look like they belong on an ATV. Yes. Yes, they do, man. Fortunately for me, in my life, I've never used a grass chopper mower with those big, crazy tires on them. So I don't know. I don't know if they tear up grass or not, man. Hey, Shane, much appreciated, brother. Have a good week. Hopefully, everybody hanging out together got you motivated for Monday, and you'll go out and bust ass and do good, man. Shane, have a good one. Hey, look. All right, so Matthew Sparks, he's been here since day one, man. I think he was like one of my very first subscribers on the channel. And he just threw out his thing. Still watching you. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the love and support. Definitely. Oh, man. All right. Andrew S. is out. Boneyard's out. And, hell, it's 11:37. We've been hanging out on this Warrior live stream for a long time tonight. Much appreciated. I'm going to check out of here also. So, hey, all you warriors, stay safe, stay strong-minded, and smile often. Life is all about your perception and perspective and how you view yourself, all right? Much love. Be good if you can. Always be kind. And above all, love each other. Peace. Elite Landscape style.